Countdown to training camp. We're in single digits. Are we not, Pat Costello? 9 days? Do we have that right?
Correct.
9 days till training
smell
camp.
it.
You can smell it, can't you?
I can smell it.
You get excited. This time of year, you start
The
feeling
grass. You can smell the grass. You can
fresh
just-
cut grass. You got the
fresh-
humidity in
you
the
got
air.
The humidity, the grass. You got all that. It's wet early in the morning when you walk out there.
That morning dew right there on the
morning
turf.
dew, all that. Dudes walking in with flip-flops or sleepy eyes. They come in the training room to get taped, mad because they got to get up, not feeling great. You can feel it.
No, this is that time of year you start to feel it and you start to get ready for it. You start to think about what your team can be. I always feel like this is the season of hope in the NFL because every team feels like they got a shot, no matter who you are.
Oh, absolutely.
Even the Jets, you feel like you got a shot.
Man. When I came in my first year, I thought I was going to Super Bowl. My second year, I thought I was going to Super Bowl again. Every year. Oh, we going to Super Bowl. We good.
You just feel
even
like
though I know we not good, I'm just gonna lie to myself just in case.
Right. Maybe something can happen. We'll get some luck. Things will work our way. Whatever it is, somebody will be a surprise player. But there's always that excitement about your team. Now, if you have a young quarterback, there's that anticipation of what they can become. You and I had this discussion while we were on First Take on Friday when it comes to second-year quarterbacks that are coming into this season. Yeah. And we were discussing like which one would have the most pressure on them in this season. And so the options that we have here today to discuss, because you and I had Jalen Hurts, you had Jordan Love. But also Tua Tagovailoa is another guy that certainly we could discuss, Joe Burrow, and then Justin Herbert. So out of those five, and I know you took Jordan Love on Friday, but let's just include these all five. Which one do you think has the most pressure on them next season?
I still think
it's
Jordan Love. I mean, you're taking over a team, much like I said to you last week. You're taking over a team that's gone to 2 NFC championship games, and the hope and prayer for the Green Bay Packer fans and the Milwaukee area fans, or whatever you want to call it, is we're going back to the NFC championship game and we're going to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Because the only thing that right now is missing from them right now is the quarterback. Everything else is
they have all the pieces that got them to a Final Four.
They still got Kenny Clark. They still have Adams. They've added Amari Rodgers at the receiver position. They got everything. Aaron Jones. They got it all. And all you have to do as a young quarterback with a team like that is to not allow him to make the necessary mistakes that could cost you. Mm-hmm. I point to the New York Jets, and I use that as an example because they went to 2 straight NFC championship games with Mark Sanchez by not allowing him to make those mistakes. The moment that they unleashed him is when Rex Ryan got fired.
That was a veteran roster just like this one is, but it also was a team that focused on defense and running the football. Is Aaron Jones just going to have to carry the load? Like when we talk about what's more important for them and not to have Jordan Love do too much, that puts a lot of pressure on their running game then.
Well, first of all, they're in a division that's not strong.
True.
Tom Brady was in the division with the Jets. Okay, so there was a different situation. New England was a good football team.
Yeah. Well, the Bears are not going to be easy.
But it's not going to be easy, but we don't really know what the Bears are.
Well, Minnesota.
We don't know. Did you see Minnesota last year? Like, we don't know what they are. And so we at least know that if Aaron Rodgers steps underneath the center, he's now the Green Bay Packers are now considered one of the top 4 teams in the NFC.
Right.
So you know what that is. Jordan Love coming in, the clock was speeded up. They didn't expect to have to play Jordan Love this year.
No.
2023, 2024, maybe he takes over. Aaron Rodgers threw a monkey wrench in that program by essentially saying right now, I'm not going to play for you. Now they've had to speed that clock up. There's a lot of pressure on this young man to not screw it up because there's veteran guys in that locker room that's sitting there saying themselves, Devontae Adams is saying, not only do I have to deal with this from a contract standpoint coming up, I also got to be able to perform to help my team win. If I don't perform as a receiver, who else you going to throw the damn ball to? Mm-hmm. So all of those sort of little things add pressure to this young man. And you can Jalen Hurts. There's no pressure on Jalen Hurts. They don't even have a team. You couldn't name 2 people on that team right now.
But I'm going to tell you why it's Jalen Hurts, and it has nothing to do with the team. See, I feel like the pressure, when we say this, which quarterback has the most pressure on them, pressure isn't just about, well, I've got to play well so my team performs.
Yes, but
pressure is survival in the league. And to me, Jordan Love he's got runway because the pressure's more on the front office.
No.
They're the ones that drafted him. They've got to get him ready.
He don't have any runway.
All right.
Because if you waste these
opportunities. Where are you going to, Blake Bortles? What are you going to do?
You're wasting opportunities. You cannot waste the opportunity to be good when you have a good team.
I understand what you're saying on that front. I'm not saying there's no pressure. What I'm saying is the most pressure or more pressure. I look at Jalen Hurts, and I look at a guy that has a chance right now to either establish himself as exactly what they said. He's our guy. We're trading Carson Wentz. We're moving on. This is our guy. This is our guy. We believe in him. He's a guy that the locker room seemed to rally around. The performance certainly wasn't there. Like he didn't give you anything, or at least enough last year to say 100% this is the guy, he's your guy. But it's like we need to see more. But if I'm Jalen Hurts, the pressure's on myself. I'd be putting pressure on myself thinking, all right, I gotta establish this job. I gotta take this job. And if I don't, I'm going to become a Tyrod Taylor where I'm just going around the league, but I'm not ever going to be a QB1 full time. This is his chance to prove that. And if he doesn't, they're going to draft a new quarterback.
That's a different type of pressure.
Every
Single quarterback in the National Football League, except about 5 guys, got the same pressure that Jalen Hurts has, which I have to prove myself to hold my job.
Only
all of
5?
them. I would say only about
not
5.
More than 5 that feel like I'm the franchise quarterback here?
There's only about 5 that you probably
that aren't like you could be replaced at any moment.
There's probably 5.
5?
Yeah.
That's a small number. You wouldn't think it was at least 10 to 12?
No.
That feel like this is my job?
There's about 5 guys, and I'm not talking about guys that are on rookie deals and starters.
Yeah.
I'm talking about,
we said this is second-year quarterback, so let's make sure we establish that.
But I mean, just in general, there's only about 5 guys. I mean, if you go – Tua has to start. I could go through a whole laundry list.
Right.
He's
on our list.
You got 2 guys in the AFC.
Tua's on our list, and we didn't include him in our conversation.
But I'm saying you got two guys on the AFC East, okay, that right now got to prove themselves in the AFC East.
Yeah.
You've got another in the South. You've got another 2 guys in the South that have to prove themselves. 3, really, for the most part. Matt Ryan's on the back end of his career, but he still wants to kind of prove himself that he's there for the next several years, opposed to them moving on from him. Jameis Winston has to prove himself.
Yep.
Okay, Sam Darnold has to prove himself. Only guy that's solidified over there is Terrific Tom. So, okay, you go out west, you look at the NFC West, you got Kyler Murray has to prove himself.
Jimmy G and Kyler Murray.
Jimmy G have to prove himself if he wants to
Jimmy G knows he's got his replacement waiting for him, so he's got to prove himself. If you want to
hold off him for a
Kyler Murray is basically playing for his coach's future.
And his future.
Because
he's got to prove
right.
himself. So that's what I'm saying. There's only about 5 guys that really you'd be like, oh.
Even if he has a bad year, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you could exclude Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson because right now they're really technically not a part of their teams.
I don't know. I just, again.
There's only one guy. It's only really one guy in the AFC West. One guy, and that's Pat Mahomes. That's it. And Herbert, young rookie quarterback, though. Young.
Herbert's on our list, second-year quarterback under pressure. I don't find him to be under pressure.
He's not under
pressure.
I
do, though, think that you're going to watch him closely, though, and make sure whatever we saw as a rookie, like, he's got to build off that, don't you think?
Remember, though, you typically don't see rookie quarterbacks that start fast like this go bam. Okay,
plummet.
No, you don't.
You never see it.
You don't see it.
Well, he could plateau
unless it's injury.
Yes,
which it was for Carson Wentz, which it was for Robert Griffin III.
Yep.
If he stays healthy, this dude right here going to be something special.
Right. So you
Justin
don't expect
Herbert's going to be something special.
So dropping off, don't see that. So pressure wise for him,
because the game is slowed down for him now. It's slowed down completely
from his experience. From
his experience.
Now,
he will have seen by the end of his second year, he will have seen every blitz, everything you can think of that a defensive coordinator could throw at him.
And think about it. He went into training camp not as the starter. This year he does with the confidence of demonstrated performance. So for him, this is a much different situation than he was in last year.
Joe Burrow's a perfect example, right?
All right, what about Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow started off kind of, I guess, hot. He was good. He was really good.
He was good,
He got hurt.
Right.
So what is he going to be now?
How does he build off
How
of
does
that?
he build? Does he come back, or does the injury derail him where now he's just like, oh, he's okay. I mean, he's fine. Like, think about it. The same sort of thing happened to Carson Palmer.
He's got some weapons.
Carson Palmer was good.
Yep.
And then in that playoff game, he gets hurt. And then Carson becomes just a guy. Still put up some numbers, but nothing. It wasn't like, damn, that's the Carson we saw prior to the injury. The injuries are an important part of these young quarterbacks continuing to excel.
It's a huge part of it.
And I don't look, Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles, they don't have anything. So there's no pressure. They're not going to win the division.
At least acknowledge you get where I'm coming from on this when it comes to the pressure.
Pressure for himself individually.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm not just talking about individual because
he's not going to lead them to anything.
Everybody has, like I said, all quarterbacks have pressure except five or six guys that play that position.
So you're discounting the pressure that I'm using as the example. You're saying, well, everybody has that. That's what you're saying.
As an individual player, everybody has it.
So for you, it's Jordan Love.
Absolutely.
Regardless. Jordan Love is the guy that has to get it done.
Think about it this way. They thinking about the damn Super Bowl in Green Bay right now. Because they think.
Are you sure? Wait.
No, because of Aaron Rodgers.
Right, but if he's not there.
That's the pressure that comes.
Let's bring in Jen Lauda, good friend of the show from ESPN Milwaukee, joining us right now on the Goodyear Hotline. Brought to you by Goodyear, helping you discover the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
So we'd like to talk Bucks with you, but because we're arguing, debating, discussing,
having
a conversation about this topic right now, about the quarterback who has the most pressure on them, the second-year quarterback has the most pressure on them going into this season. Keith says it's Jordan Love. Do you feel like there's pressure on Jordan Love?
I think people understand the